Yeah, we back. We back. Now today, man, we're gonna be talking about Dennis Sperling. Yeah, Dennis Sperling. The so-called passport bro, FBA slash lawyer slash YouTuber slash podcaster slash Kevin Samuels weed carrier slash I never got women until I got money slash I never got women until I started tricking off slash I look like my blood pressure is 220 over 130 slash I look like I could pass away from a cardiovascular emergency at any given moment. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Dennis Sperling. And the reason we're gonna be talking about Dennis Sperling is because a video had recently came to my attention. Now apparently he's no longer on the last time I checked out Dennis Sperling was like 2-3 years ago. I never watched his channel, just trash content creator overall. Just I'm telling you right now, got over 60,000 subscribers and he gets no views, and he be having like 2, 3, 4 hour videos. Bro be getting no views, man. 0 views. Just to put it in perspective, I don't even got 10,000 subs. He got over 60,000 subs, approaching 70,000, and we got the same level of engagement on our channel. The same level of engagement on our channel. That goes to show, brother. Listen, pack it up, man. Go back to the law firm. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the law office. Niggas is trash. Let's continue, man. Now, I'm gonna jump into the video, and I'm gonna jump in and out my commentary. We gotta address the situation, man. But before we get into that, man, you already know I gotta give a shout out to the dedicated supporters, the valued members, and the esteemed contributors of the channel. This year, we're taking the platform to new levels. In a world of mainstream narratives, your support keep us independent. If you appreciate these videos, be sure to donate and support the platform. Cash app in the description. Now, back to the video. Let's jump straight into the footage, man. Not wasting no time. Let's get it.
The arguments, those will be worked out. But what I want to focus on is the narrow issue of why Africans from the continent should be excluded from reparations. And that was the whole point of me discussing why the African nations who now occupy the land that was occupied by those African kingdoms. And when I say African kingdoms, I'm referring to those slave trading, slave holding African kingdoms that did business with those European countries. Like, for instance, the king of the Congo, he had an agreement with the Portuguese.
All right, we back. Now, when you're done with this video, go check out my playlist section entitled The Slave Trade Debunked, where I debunked everybody coming at this whole situation talking about Africans sold me into slavery, Africans did this and that. I've addressed that topic in that whole playlist, so check that out when you're done with this one. I've already let my position be known on the topic before. I don't really get involved in that because I understand those of us in the diaspora who got quote unquote sold into slavery. A lot of us can trace our ancestry back to certain African nations, ancient African kingdoms that were involved in the slave trading business. So, if you are a descendant of Africans who came from the Congo kingdom, or you came from the Ashanti, or you came from Dahomey, or you came from the Oyo or the Mandinka or the Fulani, whatever it may be, a lot of us came from certain African kingdoms where your ancestor might not have been a prominent warring chief, but he was a citizen of that nation. So your hands are not clean. Your hands are not clean at all. And I don't really get involved in that in terms of, I don't get emotional about the ancient warfare of our ancestors, because it's no different when I look at, like I said before, the warring tribes of Africa is no different than the warring tribes of Europe, the warring tribes of Asia, the warring tribes of the Middle East. It's no different, right? When you look at the ancient beefs, the ancient rivalries between the Fulani and the Mandinka, or the Oyo and the Dahomey, it's no different than the French and the British. It's no different than the Japanese and the Chinese. It's all the same shit, man. It's no different than the Haitians and the Dominicans. It's all the same shit, man. Different factions of men, different groups of men battling for power in their region. So when these guys try to play the victim, try to make it seem like, back in the day, my great-great-grandfather was a peasant farmer, he was a priest, he was just minding his business, then he got sold into slavery. Stop rewriting history, bro. Stop rewriting history, okay? Stop it. I already know my type of energy I got. I know my great-great-grandfather was probably a warring chief going in on niggas, and then he probably got sold into slavery one day. They knocked him over the head, threw him on a boat. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, man. Stop crying. You know what I mean? The Africans ain't gonna pay you shit. And if you really feel that passionate about it, then do something about it, bitch. But you not, because you pussy. Now, anyway, let's continue.
Different, more importantly, especially as to the Africans, your countrymen that you can trace your roots back to helped put us in the position that we would now suffer for slavery for over 400 years. And the remnants of slavery, be it Jim Crow, the crack epidemic, over incarceration, redlining, all the sorts of housing discrimination, employment discrimination. You're the reason that we're here. So how then can you now come?
Let me put into perspective how stupid this guy sounds, a so-called lawyer. A so-called wealthy, prominent lawyer who got to sit up on YouTube for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours out the day for the ad money, got to go to the slums of DR to get female attention. But listen, we're gonna listen to Dennis Sperling about geopolitics and litigation. Man, fuck out of here. First of all, let me put into perspective how stupid bringing up reparations for being sold into slavery is, okay? For example, take Brazil. A large segment of the slave population in Brazil descended from the Yoruba, right? A large section of the slave population in Haiti descended from the Dahomey, from the Congo, etc., right? Some of the Mandinka, etc. These were slave trading nations. So does that mean that the Brazilians have to bring a lawsuit against the Haitians? And does that mean that the Haitians got to bring a counter lawsuit against the Brazilians for the ancient warfare that happened between the Yoruba and the Dahomey and the Oyo and the Congo and the, you know what I mean? Yo, bro, shut up, man. Shut up. You don't know shit about history. Don't know shit about warfare. You're not going to get no fucking money from no African nations. You know what I'm saying? So you can just throw that shit out the window. You can just throw that shit out the window because listen, if you feel that passionate about it, go to war about it, bitch. Go to war about it. But we know you ain't gonna do shit about it except sit in your backyard on your patio making YouTube videos for the ad dollars. Man, be quiet. Y'all sitting up trying to rewrite history like a bunch of white men, trying to rewrite the history books, making it seem like you are the protagonist and you are the innocent bystander. No, you're not. Your ancestor was not an innocent bystander. Your ancestor descended most likely from an African nation that was involved in different wars and tribal factions and different rival beefs with different nations, and you got sold into slavery, and you were also selling other nations into slavery. Okay, so it wasn't an instance where one person was the antagonist and the other person was the innocent victim. No. We all got dirt on our hands. We all victims in this shit. We all fucked each other over, and we dealing with the repercussions in the present day. And to be honest, the level of criminality, barbarity, and savagery that the European inflicted on all of us should be what rallies us all together. But a lot of you dudes are too stupid to understand that, even in your old age and all your big degrees and all your law firm bullshit you be talking about. Nigga, a bunch of miseducated, doofus ass niggas. And you know what? This is what Carter G. Woodson talked about in The Miseducation of the Negro. It doesn't matter how many letters you got behind your name. A lot of y'all dudes ain't intelligent for real, man. Scared to go at the white man for real, man. Going after your brother and your cousin because you're scared of the white man for real, pussy. And I'm going to stand on that. That's all it's about. And towards the end of the video, he actually admits this in an indirect way. Dennis Sperling in an indirect way says, I'm too much of a bitch-made ass nigga. I'm a pussy ass nigga. I'm scared of the white man, so I'm going after the black man. He admits that at the end of the video. Now let's continue.
American court. So there's precedent that is set for African Americans to sue the current African nations for the wrongdoings of their predecessors. Now, some of you are saying, well, we don't have any money. Yes, you do. You have wealth. You have wealth. And you have wealth, you have land, you have oil, you have resources, you have minerals, you have all sorts of things that can be used to compensate this debt. We're better off here. There are those who say that we're better off there. My position is, well, whatever you choose to do, understand that this opportunity is out there. It will simply require a legislative change and permission from the United States Congress and the president to file lawsuits against these different African nations, and it would happen. Now, the thing is, when that does happen, and this is where it gets even more complicated.
All right, we back. Now, listen, this guy, this dude says that he's going to seek permission. The way to get reparations from African nations is by seeking permission of the white men who control the United States. We're going to go to the white men who control the government, and we're going to ask their permission and their authorization and their assistance in waging diplomatic warfare against African nations. Now, let me ask you, how is that any different from the African chiefs who sought the assistance of the Dutch or the Portuguese or the French or the British to wage warfare against other African nations next door or their neighbors or their rivals? What's the difference? You linking up with a white man to go against another black man. No different than the African chiefs of the 1700s, the 1600s. You're no different. You got the blood of the slave trader in your veins, bruh. And it's so funny because, and I called him the FBA passport, bro, because now he's trying to get on his nationalistic, ethnocentric bullshit. But you the same dude who was going to different nations talking about, yeah, we got to get our passports. We got to be sexual migrants, and we got to go link up with women from different countries, the mixed race women in Colombia and Dominican Republic and all this shit. You're not a fucking nationalist. You're a fucking whoremonger. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I can just tell by your energy and your vibe. A guy like you, the women wasn't even looking twice at you until you got a few dollars in your pocket, bro. Until you got a few shekels in your pocket, the women wasn't even looking twice at you, bro. For real. You had to become a big shot lawyer for the women to even look twice at you, and your fucking marriage failed. Your marriage failed, bro. So stop it, bro. That's why I never listen to this fucking channel. You know, shout out to Kevin Samuels, but a lot of y'all dudes who follow Kevin Samuels, y'all never had the intelligence and the elegance and the demeanor of a Kevin Samuels. Y'all always was lame ass niggas, bro. Lame. You know what I'm saying? I can smell the lameness from a mile away on y'all boys. Dennis Sperling looks like he hasn't been healthy since goddamn George Bush was in office. Looking like you just came from the pharmacy for your ACE inhibitors and your beta blockers. Bro, stop it. Stop it. You got bigger things to worry about instead of suing Africa, because you're not gonna get a fucking dime. And it's not that African nations don't have the means to pay. They do, but you're not gonna get shit because you're not willing to do anything about it except make videos. That's all you're gonna do. All you're gonna do is make videos and write letters to white men to help you out. That's essentially your game plan. Make videos on YouTube and write letters to white men, hoping that they're gonna take up the mantle of your cause to sue Africa. But that's all you're gonna do. You're not gonna do anything besides that. You're not going to do anything like the black men in West Africa and Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger picking up their weapons and going to war with the jihadists. You're not going to do shit on that level. You're going to sit in your comfortable patio on your fucking hammock making videos to a bunch of lame ass niggas who listen to your bullshit. That's it, bro. And you know it's facts. You know I'm spitting facts. You got black men in West Africa going to war with the jihadists, literally bringing fire against the jihadists. And the only fire you bringing is your hot ass breath on the microphone. That's it, bro. You got black men in West Africa building gold refineries, doing diplomatic warfare against the French, and the only thing you building is a failed YouTube channel that has the same level of engagement as mine, and I got a fraction of your audience. How the fuck I got 9,000 subs, you got close to 70,000 subs, and we got the same level of engagement, bruh? Bruh, listen, man, listen. You tried to be the next coming of Kevin Samuels, but you can't be the next coming of Kevin Samuels because, bro, you look disheveled. You look disheveled. You look like you haven't had a healthy meal since John Kerry was running for president. Bruh, pack it up, man. Pack it up, man. This YouTube shit ain't for you, bruh. This YouTube shit ain't for you. Give me a year. I'm going to be blowing right past you, big bruh. Talking about you need to seek permission of the United States president to sue Africa. Man, stop it, bro. Sounding no different than the African chiefs talking about we need to get the British muskets to go to war against the Ashanti next door. We need to get the French muskets to go to war against the Oyo. You know what I mean? Please stop, man. Please stop. Talking about you about to tag team with the white man to go against the black African man. Man, fuck out of here. Let's continue, bro.
Cutting through that red tape. Well, the quickest incentive to make somebody cut through the red tape is basically say either you can do it this way or you can do it that way. You can do it the easy way or you can do it the hard way. Either you give us this land with no strings attached based on the fact that based on our lineage, or we take your money. We take all the oil proceeds. We take the money that you have. We get a judgment here in the United States, and based on treaties that we have with many of these foreign European countries, we go there and we seize your assets in the banks of London, Spain, Portugal, any other place.
All right, we back. Now I'm starting to believe, like, you know, them Tariq Nasheed, them FBA boys, when they say they're not African, I'm starting to believe that, because this dude says that we can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way, and we gonna take your land, and we gonna take the oil, and we gonna take the diamonds, and we gonna take the coltan, and we gonna take the, you know what I mean, we're gonna take the uranium. Listen, a real black African man knows if you gonna do that, bro, you better round up the troops for that. You're gonna need to round up an army of 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 if you talking that type of shit. But you're not African, so, you know, you're not thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that in your blood for real. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the blood of the black African warrior chief in your fucking blood, nigga. I can tell by just looking at you. You got a whole bunch of European blood in your bloodstream. You got the blood of the fucking European in your bloodstream. Boy, I can tell by looking at you. Your whole bloodstream infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? That's why you discombobulated talking all this bullshit on YouTube. It's genetic, it's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of different ancestral spirits battling inside of you. You all fucked up in the game. And in case nobody told you, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, you're not gonna get nothing from the Africans. You're not gonna get a single diamond. You ain't gonna get a single bar of gold. You're not gonna get shit. You're not gonna get shit. And your only hope is that maybe the white man shows sympathy towards your cause and gives you a helping hand. That's your saving grace. That's what you hoping on the star that will happen. The white man gonna get behind me and get behind my movement. Oh my God, let's continue.
Why? Because we said so. Why? Because we have treaties. America has treaties with these European countries, and that's just what we.
Now, listen, subconsciously, he caught himself. You heard what he said? He said, because we got treaties. I mean, America got treaties. Yeah, nigga, you know who got the treaties. Yeah, the white man got them treaties, nigga. You ain't got no fucking treaty with nobody. You ain't gonna do shit to nobody except make YouTube videos. Pussy. Let's continue.
And we're going to sue them here in the United States for that. And you know what? and we'll get our money from them, and we'll get our money from their bank accounts and their oil residuals. Where they send their oil off to get it refined, we'll seize those. We'll seize those proceeds. What do you think the American population would be more agreeable with? I think that these folks in the 50 United States would say, yeah, go ahead and sue those Africans. You black folks want to sue those? You foundational black Americans want to sue those Africans? Yeah, go ahead. Let's get some legislation on the books. Because why? All that means is it's an opportunity for black Americans to bring more revenue to the United States through lawsuit. And we're going to sue them here in the United States for that. And you know what? And we'll get our money from them, and we'll get our money from their bank accounts and their oil residuals. Where they send their oil off to get it refined, we'll seize those. We'll seize those proceeds. What do you think the American population would be more agreeable with? I think that these folks in the 50 United States would say, yeah, go ahead and sue those Africans. You black folks want to sue those? You foundational black Americans want to sue those Africans? Yeah, go ahead. Let's get some legislation on the books. Because why? All that means is it's an opportunity for black Americans to bring more revenue to the United States through lawsuit.
Now, in this section of the video, he basically laid out his game plan and his strategy and his sales pitch to the white man, basically saying, listen, good white man, you got to get behind us. You got to get behind our movement, because we can bring you a lot of money and a lot of revenue to your government. We can bring you a windfall of cash. Help us attack the Africans, and we can split the bread together. We can split the cash together. Yo, bruh, you a Native American. That's what you are. You indigenous to America. You're not no fucking African. You ain't no descendant of Africans. Talking about we about to split the profit with the white man. What? This dude said we gonna split the profit with the white man. Nah, I'm taking it back. This dude said we gonna attack the Africans and then split the profit and the proceeds with the white man. Man, we out, man. Let's continue.
That they're owed. And who do you care? Why do you care if your $1 trillion comes from African nations or some insurance company somewhere? Why does it matter? As long as you get the money in the bank. This is an emotional see. Some of you get so caught up into the fight, and you get so emotional about the fight that you forget the objective. If the objective is to get $1 trillion, and I don't know, I guess I'm thinking it's $1 trillion, $1 trillion in reparations, why do you care which defendant in the line of defendants, which one pays? If these African countries want to sue these major insurance companies, let them do that. You sue them and let them go after who they think should be brought into the case, and let that be their fight. But you pick the easiest target. That is, in my opinion, the best option.
All right, we back. Now, towards the end, he said pick the easiest target. Now, I want to talk about black men have to stop being easy targets. You notice how nobody ever comes at the Arabs for their 14 centuries of slavery. Nobody comes at the Arab. Everybody's scared to go at the Europeans. Everybody's scared to go at the white man, at the Arab man. But everybody feels so comfortable coming at the black man. Black men have to stop being easy targets for outsiders and other black men, right? Because the only reason he feels that he can sue African nations and come at African nations and talk crazy to African nations is because he feels they are easy targets. He won't go at the Arab man with the same fervor and the same passion and energy, because the Arab man will go crazy and go, oh, inshallah, Allah, and then he'll chop his head off. But the black man is seen as an easy target. So I think the biggest lesson we can take from this is black men need to stop being easy targets, right? He should be scared to come at the black man the same way he's scared to come at the white man and the Arab man and all these other groups of men. He should be scared. That same fear should be there. Notice nobody comes at the Arab man, because the Arab man will tell you fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? The Arab man will smack you in your face. The white man will laugh you out the room. The black man that same energy needs to be kept for the black man. The black man needs to stop being an easy target for these high blood pressure, diabetes having, old head, washed up dudes sitting in their backyard talking crazy. All right. Anyways, man, it's a whenever card that's Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. And also, man, I have a playlist entitled The Colonial System Unveiled. If you want a first-hand account of a black man who seen the plantation system, chattel slavery up front, born and raised in it, participated in the Haitian Revolution. If you want to listen to a book written by a black man who lived through it and understand why the only target we should go at is the European nations who got rich off the back of the slave trade and built their nations off the back of the slave trade. Anybody else coming at a different target, you are a pussy. You are a pussy. I'm gone. We out. Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. left on a horse and came back in that ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This is an art and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.